Bat Force Radio.
Bat Force Radio is rated M for mature. Or should that be immature?
Hey guys, Dustin Witt.
Hey, this is Scott Snyder.
This is Paul Dini.
And you're listening to Bat Force Radio.
And you're listening to Bat Force Radio.
You're listening to Bat Force Radio.
This is Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, and you're listening to Bat Force Radio, so stay tuned.
Welcome, ladies and gents, to episode 18 of the Everything Batman podcast. Today's special guest has been cosplaying for about 8 years. She's known for cosplays such as Black Canary, Batgirl, but most importantly, if you've seen her, you definitely recognize her as Supergirl. She currently, during the day, works at Stark Enterprises and enjoys volunteering and helping kids, especially when she's in cosplay. Just recently, she just became a member of the TNS management who works with cosplayers and gets them over at cons so people get to see them at different places. Most importantly, one of the cosplayers I've been following for a real long time, and just very honored to finally have Laney on today's episode. Welcome.
I think I forced you to put me on this episode. You were interviewing all my friends, and I was like, okay, but what about me? What?
You're like, yo, what's going on? I'm like, my bad.
Like, what are you doing? Also, that intro is probably the coolest intro. I was over here dancing, and I was really hoping that it wasn't gonna like catch me.
I peeped it because like on my screen I can actually see what's going on, and it's funny because like
no, you can't.
That's like everyone's reaction, like that. Once it goes to like kind of like a hip hop beat, I'm looking at people. I'm like, haha, and I'm kind of doing the same thing too. It's like I used to play basketball, so it's like a warm up.
Yeah,
like, all right.
It's like your intro song.
Yeah,
your walkout song.
Pretty much my theme music.
Yeah.
But thank you for forcing me to get you on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So yeah, you've been cosplaying for 8 years. Pretty much your origin story is your cousin wanted you to go to a Comic-Con. He tells you, hey, you should be Supergirl. You're like, nah, I'm gonna do Black Canary. And you kind of enjoyed that first con experience with, I guess, getting attention from people where it's like, wait a minute, people actually want to take pictures of me. Like, what the hell? And ever since then, you just had the bug. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I always knew that like Comic-Con was a thing, but I didn't know that like I always read comics, I always played video games, and I didn't really have like that many friends that were also into that stuff. So I guess whenever I walked into Comic-Con, I was like, holy crap, like all these people are actually into all these things, and I can have like friends that are into the same things that I'm into, and it's not weird. Like I feel like I've been doing this for so long that it was like kind of still on the like being nerdy isn't cool thing. Like now it's cool, but like when I started doing this, it was still like kind of weird for whatever reason.
I could tell with like similar to what you said, like being a nerd was never really cool, right? So a lot of people just hit it or just stuck to like the small groups of people who were nerds with them, especially growing up. And now it's like it's like all these movies are coming out, right? And like out of nowhere, everyone watched Saturday morning cartoons. Everyone loved this stuff growing up, and it's like, no, you didn't.
It's like gatekeeping. No, you didn't.
Yeah, like no, you didn't. Like, what the hell? Where were you when people like gave me a wedgie because I had Spider-Man underwear? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm definitely kind of like, I've been playing video games for so long, like back when, like, I don't even know if you remember like Lemmings, like on the PC, like old computer, and you had to like get the little guys like over the hole in the street or whatever. Like I've been playing video games for so long and reading comics, and I feel like now with all the movies, like sometimes I'm kind of like, but like, do you really know the stories? But then other times I'm like, no, this is great because now I'm not weird anymore. So it's like, it's cool. We're all cool now.
Yeah, let's say we're no longer the outsiders.
Yeah.
So you said you read you read comic books growing up and such, and play video games. Like, what was like your favorite game growing up?
Oh man, I feel like I was definitely more like video games than comics growing up.
What system, or just PC?
I mean, first it was PC with like Tomb Raider and Crash Bandicoot and stuff like that.
I still play on my Switch. Leave me alone.
And then I guess PlayStation. It was PlayStation. Well, N64 first, definitely. Like every N64 game you could possibly think of. I mean, nobody can beat me at Mario Kart if you allow me to beat Yoshi. Still, like you're going to beat me. But yeah, just any N64 game. A lot of Tony Hawk. Pro skater games. And then PlayStation, I got really into like Silent Hill. Yeah, I was really into Silent Hill games, like a lot of horror games. And again, more Tony Hawk, Underground Network. Crap.
You're naming some gems, right? I'm like, crap. I miss those days. Like, I
Yeah.
used to rock Tony Hawk so hard.
Yeah.
And just wait for like the new one to come out. And I was also like, I think I used to do like more racing games, I guess.
Motivational games.
No, racing.
I thought you said motivational games.
What would be, that's a category. What could be a motivational game?
I don't know, man.
I was motivated to beat them.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I used to be Tony Hawk. I used to be able to hold like a lip trick or like a manual forever, and I would just like rack up the points. And everyone I was playing against, they'd be like, "I can't beat you." Like,
hit them with the combos and stuff.
Yeah,
I miss that.
I'm just lip tricking over here.
But you skate, right?
I did when I was a kid. Like we had an indoor van skate park in the mall up here, so yeah, that was pretty awesome. Like, I mean, I lived in like a cul-de-sac full of like every house had like 20. I had like 20 kid friends that lived in each house. And it was just like me and a bunch of boys. I don't have any brothers, but like they were all like my brothers. So we would build like ramps and like fun boxes, and like people would be like BMXing and just like hurting each other like the entire time.
The good old days.
Yeah. But now I still like ride my skateboard, but anytime I try to like do tricks or anything, I'm like, I'm gonna die.
Nah, I don't like. I was big on rollerblading and like inline blades, and like I used to go to like New York and like go to the skate parks and like jump off shit, because that's all you did when you were a kid, jump off anything. I tried rollerblading about like 2 years ago. I was like, you know what? I don't think my insurance is good enough to cover me getting hurt, so I'll pass on like. Just turning around. I was like, I'm good. Yeah. It hurts when you're 6'7" and you hit the floor. So I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm shying away from that.
I figure skated for a long time, so I've kind of like moved on to roller skating now, which is like kind of different, but I don't get to ice skate all the time, so roller skating is fun too.
That works.
Yeah.
So backpedaling on, I guess we got video games, we got a little bit of your origin story, but your first origin story that we definitely have to talk about, because it was news to me. Let's go back into time to this moment here.
God, this is the best picture. Yeah, so this is my little sister in the cute little witch outfit, and that's me, the older brother. I swear, my parents were probably like, what the heck just happened? But also like now this is kind of like cool, and like gender bending is kind of like the cool in thing. So like, I was ahead of my time.
Yeah, you were definitely ahead of your time.
Yeah, I really love Phantom of the Opera a lot. Like my parents would take me every year to go see either on Broadway or would come to like DC, and we would go see it. And like, it's like a whole family thing. Like we all know every word to Phantom of the Opera. Like it's our job. Like it's ingrained in my brain.
That's awesome. When you were on the Finn show and you mentioned it, I was like, there's no way someone else likes Phantom of the Opera. And you sent me this picture, and I was just like, It's freaking amazing. I listened to the soundtrack. I was listening to it today. I was picking up lunch. I just had the windows down. Of course, the main song, Phantom of the Opera, is just
Yeah.
the shifts it has and all that stuff. And I think I listened to the first 6 tracks, and I sat in my car to finish one. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm done for now. And went back to work because God knows I had to do things. But,
Yeah. That's awesome.
So how long ago was this picture? Like,
how old was I in that picture? Oh no, what happened? I lost you.
you did?
Can you still see me?
I can hear you, see you.
Oh, there we go. Man,
We'll cut that piece out.
I think I was probably like 10.
That's awesome.
So a long time ago. Yeah, I don't know. I never wanted to be like Christine Daae or anything. I like the creepy, like Batman's like my favorite character, and he's like brooding and creepy. So is Phantom. I mean, he's got a black cape and he's brooding and angry and evil and creepy. And
that's what I tell people. I tell people about that, and then Beauty and the Beast. Like the Beast was just this creepy ass dude by himself.
Yeah.
And it's like he's kind of just being solo and figuring life out.
Yeah.
Another early moment of dressing you had in your life.
Again, pretty brooding and creepy. There's a pattern here, I guess. So after the Phantom stage, there was a minor, it was pretty major, a Michael Jackson stage where I went through, I had 2 cassette tapes because I was in the age range where it was maying from cassettes to CDs. But my 2 cassettes were Michael Jackson and Phantom of the Opera. So after that stage, this was in college. I was in college and I needed money. So I was like, oh, I'm going to go work at King's Dominion, this amusement park that was up the street. And they're like, yeah, we had to try out. And I became a professional vampire, scaring the crap out of little kids and sometimes grown men.
That's awesome. Michael Jackson was also one of my only 2 cassettes. But I had it was a Michael Jackson was the greatest hits. It was 2 cassettes.
Yeah.
2 cassettes, and then
yeah, that was the one I had.
Yeah, and then Selena. Don't ask.
Oh no, not Selena.
I should just sing "I'm dreaming of you tonight."
Yeah.
I was an awkward kid. So you had those 2 things going for you growing up. Well, that you had video games, you had reading comic books. And then this moment came where your cousin got you to a Comic-Con and you went as Black Canary. Speak a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, so he was very much working on his Superman, Man of Steel costume. And I was he just wanted me to go with him. He wasn't even you don't have to dress up. You can just come check it out. I just don't want to go alone. So I was okay. And then I was maybe I should I don't know. I've got fishnets and I love Black Canary. She's one of my favorites. So I'll just wear this. And we just walked in and people were having a great time. And they were oh my God, Black Canary. And I was wait, you know who Black Canary is? I legit was people know who I am. Nobody who knows who Black Canary is. That was in my head. Which is crazy to think now because obviously people know who Black Canary is, but I didn't know. I just thought I was I thought I was the only one obsessed with her, but apparently not. So yeah, and then I just met everyone that I know today basically at that con. Photographers were taking my photo and little kids were coming up to me, and yeah, I just met a whole bunch of friends. It was great times.
When did the Supergirl thing start?
So after that con, that was Baltimore Comic-Con. I think Austin, I don't know what convention it was after that. Maybe Awesome Con the next year. But my cousin was all right, well, since that was a hit and that was just some fishnets.
Yeah.
You need to
to make you legit.
Yeah. So I would go over his house every weekend, and we worked on making, since he already kind of had like, this was like, I feel like I'm like ancient in the cosplay world, but this is like now you can get the details like screen printed, like the texture screen printed on the fabric, and then just like get the fabric sewn to fit you.
Yeah.
We didn't have that then, so like we were like hand puffy painting the detail on my costume like for days, months, like puffy painting each little like Kryptonian language that's on like there's like
insane.
you had to do all this like research too, to like you had to like zoom in on Superman, Man of Steel's like outfit to actually see like where the Kryptonian language was like written, and like because there's only like one little part on his arm where it's written on, and like you have to zoom in to like figure out what the detail looked like. They actually look like little smiley faces on the Man of Steel one. So I was just making like thousands and thousands of little smiley faces.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Here's a few of your Supergirl outfits that you had throughout the years.
Yeah, so that one in the middle is the first one, and we were kind of like, I guess, based it off of Man of Steel, so it was like a gender bend, but there's also like this, I don't even know what issue it is, but whenever like Supergirl and Superman come to Earth in their pods, and there's like this picture of her like being held up by like her arms, and she's got like the full like Kryptonian bodysuit on. It's like a full thing, like there's no skirt or anything.
Yeah.
Kind of like her origin story, I guess. So I was like, yeah, maybe I should that's kind of cool, I should do that. So we did no skirt, we just did full bodysuit. And then as time went on, I feel like I was just like, let's give some midriff. Let's get a skirt. Like, let's add all these things.
You kind of like just made it your own throughout the years. Yeah, I've seen the variations when you post them on your Instagram, and it's like, it's insane. Like, just the fabric you've been using, or like, you said you had to like hand do these things for the most part in the beginning of it, and that takes up a lot of time.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that first one probably took a whole 6 months to actually make.
That's intense.
It's insane.
Then we have a few other ones here. I guess some shoots you did.
Yeah, so this was the first my first Supergirl shoot I ever did, and like, I don't know. Like, I thought it was so awesome at the time. I was like, this was the first shoot I ever did in my Supergirl outfit. I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. But like, look at the cape flow, and then like my hair's not flowing.
Yeah, but no one's really gonna notice that. Like, I'm looking, I'm like, damn, this is your first shoot. It's freaking, it looks amazing. Like,
It was at Awesome Con, and everybody, there was like 5 different photographers, and they were like, oh my God, Supergirl. And I was so overwhelmed. I had no idea what I was doing. They were like, just put your hand on your hip. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even think about like, oh, your hair's not flowing. I would have been like, oh, that cape looks so good right there.
Well, I got reamed out on the internet for it. So
but that's the internet. People have no life. Here's another one you're probably going to say the same thing about.
Yeah. So look at this. Same situation. Wow, it's been 8 years and I haven't learned anything.
Yeah, but like, normally is it someone that grabs a cape and tosses it for you?
Yeah, it's
like,
a cape tosser.
Yeah, so you need
a hair tosser.
Someone gotta have like a fan and just like Beyonce you as
Some photographers will actually have like fans. Like Marvin used to carry around a fan that attached to his like light stand pole.
Yeah.
And then some people will actually like toss your hair too, or you can toss it, I guess. I probably should have tossed it.
Well, now 8 years in.
Hey man, you can't win them all.
Yeah. It's a great shot. I think that's one of the prints that I bought. I want to say it's this, something similar to this one. Then we have this one that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, so I feel like this one's just like my favorite because the wings were probably the hardest thing I've made. Like, and I made it in like one night.
What?
I mean, it's just like every material you could possibly think of. It's like PVC pipe, hangers, fabric, Eva foam, and then Warbla on the tip where the little spikes are.
Yeah.
And that was like just a learning process in one night.
That's intense.
I finally got asked to be in part of a group for KatsuCon.
Okay.
Like nobody ever asked me to be part of their group. Like okay, like everyone always has these friends and they're like part of these big groups for like KatsuCon, and they finally asked me, but they asked me like the night before, and I was like, yes.
Finally.
So throw the I was like, finally. So, but yeah, I love this character because she's feminine, but like still brooding and spooky.
Pretty badass.
It's like my inner self.
Then you have a few of moments where
Yeah.
this one looks amazing, and yeah, just go. How long did it take to get this? Like,
So Aquaman was like the first time I worked with like Warbla, which is just a thermoplastic. I'm sure you know what Warbla is. Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing. And just watching a bunch of YouTube videos. Sometimes I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, wow, I can make these so much better now. I should redo it, but like, why? It took me so long, and Warbla is expensive. Like, foam is super cheap, and Warbla is. And this was before, like now they have like 17 different kinds of Warbla, like pearly art and like all those different kinds of black Warbla. It's all easier to use than this one that I used.
how long ago was this? One?
Gosh, this was the second cosplay I made. So
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But it looks great. Like, I'm like, that's your second cosplay? Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I started off pretty strong. Now it's hard to keep going.
So you just started like on top of the mantle. Like, I'm just gonna go all in, and that's where I'm gonna start.
But I'm out of ideas now. I can't keep up, so I'm just kind of screwed myself over.
No, you had a lot of great recent ideas. But we'll get to those. But also, one of the things that I mentioned, you were very passionate about like the kids portion of when you cosplay, and here we have you and just cosplaying with this young girl here.
This was probably my favorite con experience ever, because this is like the one time the first time I wore Aquaman and I wasn't wearing Supergirl. Like every other time before this, I had just worn Supergirl for like a year or 2 years to a con, and then like I run into this little girl and her parents, and they're like, "Can she take a photo with you?" And she like was being pushed around in a stroller thing, and she gets up out of the stroller and she has this Supergirl outfit on, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Like,
the one time
I have this stupid Aquaman outfit on, like this would be perfect. And they're like taking the photo, and the little girl's like looking around, like not really paying attention to the photo, and her parents are like, Laney, look at the camera. And I was like, I'm looking at the camera. And they were like, no, her name's Laney. And I was like, my name's Laney. Like, what?
What are the odds?
Yeah, it was the coolest experience. And then we just chatted for a little bit. And
Look at that smile. She looks so happy.
I know. She was so happy. She was like jumping up and down and clapping. It was awesome. I let her hold the trident for a little bit.
That's awesome. And which con was this?
This was was this at? I think
I might have the next picture might help. I don't know
if this was Atlantic City.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I haven't been to that con yet.
Yeah.
So being that you were that had to be an awesome moment, and like just I guess when I speak to a lot of cosplayers, they're really it's the kids that really make them keep going on, and like that joy of what they experience of meeting who they think at the moment is a superhero, which you are in a sense, because that's just bringing positivity to the community and happiness to these kids. It's such a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. But not sure when. Well, I guess we'll see when this one was. But then you had one of these moments.
Listen. I blacked out. I don't even remember being there.
I can only imagine. All I've ever heard is great stories of everyone who's ever met him.
I don't even know how I got like he was selling these photos. I mean, not he, but like the photos were like $500 to meet him, somewhere in that range. I did not pay for it. I don't even remember how I got there, but I did. Like somebody got me there. Like one of my friends was working the convention or something, and like they pushed me like ahead of the line. Like I don't even remember how I got there, and I get up there and like I'm pretty sure like he was like in his leather vest thing, and he was like there was like metal music playing in the background, and I was like, I can't breathe, like so, like I'm going to pass out. And I'm pretty sure I asked him like if he would pick me up or if I could like get on his back, because I had seen like, you know, all these pictures of other people like doing crazy things with the celebrities, and I'm pretty sure he was like, nah baby, turn around. And then like he like flipped me around and just like held me like this weird awkward like prom pose situation. And then that was it.
It looks like a prom photo.
Yeah, it does. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I've been he was at New York Comic Con and I wanted to meet him just because another tall dude. Just didn't get a chance soon.
Yeah, he's pretty huge.
He could jump on my back, I guess. We'll get that photo.
Okay.
That'd be
I'll see what it's like.
Probably squatting. Hold on, I was just like going through the photos. I apologize. So that was Ace Con. That's the one in is it Rhode Island or
New York? Yeah.
One of those. Yeah, it's I
was in New York, but it wasn't like, I don't remember where it was. It wasn't like in the city. It was like somewhere far away from anywhere where I knew anything.
I was thinking it's Staten Island. I know one of those islands are away from everything. I remember that. I don't know if that was a year where it was like most of the Justice League was there.
Yeah.
And I was like,
they were all there.
I failed on life that week.
And they did a really awesome like panel that everybody got to go to somehow. Like, and we didn't have to wait in lines. It was just like an open, like it was like in a stadium thing. And you just sat down and then they came on stage and it was like, I was very close to the stage. Just like,
damn.
It was pretty great.
It's a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Another back to other cosplay that you enjoy doing. Obviously you enjoy some horror.
Yeah.
Just go to this one here.
Yeah. So this company, Mixtape Massacre, they started this board game and they're actually like at every con that I go to. And this photo keeps like appearing all over the place. But, like nobody knows it's me. And I'll walk past and I'm like, that's me. Like, cause I'm all over their like, you know, the game and like their promo pictures and stuff. And like, and I just keep like seeing it pop up everywhere. And like, I get ads for it. So it was something cool I got to
really?
do. Yeah.
That's pretty dope. And did they like see your work and just reached out to you or?
Yeah, they're local in my area too. So, I guess they shoot at one of the studios that I used to kind of shoot at with some photographers. So I'm not really sure how they found me, but yeah, I've worked with them for a while, a couple of years now.
Yeah, they found you on your Facebook page that you don't post on anymore.
Yeah, maybe. This is the same, more like board game stuff. But again, it's just kind of like going back to I love doing like SFX makeup too. So anything creepy. Yeah,
there's a huge market for that. Like there's all these horror cons and stuff where people dress up and they do such a fascinating job with like the blood and all that. And I'm like, I'm like, what the hell, is it real? Like, Jesus, like I wasn't ready for that.
I love it. I've never actually been to a horror con though. I keep meaning to go to one, but I've never gone.
Gotta put that on the agenda. Then going back to a bit of superheroes, but it's kind of weird because this one's not like really a superhero, but I know you're a huge fan of it. And I remember when you posted this, I was like, holy hell, what a great way to like make it your own.
Yeah, thanks. I love he's my favorite character ever.
Like, how? First off, like, all right. So obviously that story is crazy, right?
Mhm.
And there's like, man, I don't even know where we're at right now with the Batman Who Laughs. But like, you decided to do this cosplay. I think it was while the first Dark Knight was still out. Like, it was the first series of books weren't even out yet.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, I don't even know if because I think he shows up in like I think I can't even remember now, but I think he makes like an appearance in like the metal book before like the offshoot came out too, maybe.
Or the tie-ins.
Yeah, the tie-ins.
Yeah, he made an appearance in the first tie-in I think it was Teen Titans. I forgot which issue, but then it was like a quick appearance, and no one like, all right, cool. And then the storyline came out, and we're like, wait, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. As soon as I saw it, I was like, this is happening. Like, this is creepy. It's the Joker and Batman, like kind of in the same thing. Yeah. So I was like, this is, but I didn't really, I don't know. I wanted to make it my own. I didn't really want to make it like, I didn't want to wear like a dress trench coat thing and just like this black blob, like, I don't know.
And the boots with the straps.
Yeah.
That headpiece you wear here, like how I don't know, where were the eyes? Like,
yeah, there's no eyes. That's why I have my little Robin
to guide you.
Like literally she guided me through the entire convention we went to.
That's insane. And also when you presented this the cosplay, obviously, you know, you came across the creators of this beautiful character.
Yes. Another one of my favorite con experiences.
What was their reaction like when they saw you? Like,
again, I think I blacked out. Like, I have this thing where like if I'm like meeting people who I don't fangirl that much, but like Scott Snyder, like yes. So actually he like saw my Bat Who Laughs like on Instagram or whatever, and he like reposted it on Twitter like way before this. And then he started following me on Instagram, and nice. I almost died that day. I just checked yesterday. He still follows me.
That's a good dude.
Every week, I'm like, does he still follow me? Don't unfollow me, please. So then the day before AwesomeCon, he actually came to my real life job to talk to some people about writing a comic, because he wrote a comic about my actual job. And I didn't get to meet him. Like, I was like just pacing the hallways, like trying to like just run into him like in the kitchen or something, you know, like, oops.
Yeah. I didn't know you were here.
Yeah, oops, funny running into you here. And then the next day at AwesomeCon, they were all there, and I waited in a line to get my book signed by them, and like they weren't allowing anyone to take photos with them. And I like go up and I can't see anything because like my Robin had left me in this picture. I don't know where she went, but she was gone. And I'm just like walking, like wobbling up, and he's like, they all just like stop and they're like, whoa, that's awesome. And Scout's like, wait, I follow you on Instagram, I think. And I was like, yeah, you do.
I've been counting the days.
Yeah. And then he was like, hey, can we get a photo with her? And then they like took this photo and then posted all over like their Twitters and their Instagrams and stuff. And I was like, this is the best day of my life.
That's awesome. Yeah. Scott's just, he's a fan. Like he's just, you know, it's amazing like how much writing he does and how popular he really is. And he's just like, he'll stop anyone if he sees something cool.
Right.
That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't seen Scott since New York Comic Con, but I saw Greg at MegaCon.
I don't think I've seen them since that day, whenever that lovely, glorious day was.
Come to New York. I think they're scheduled to be there. They tend to be in New York all the time.
New York Comic Con?
Yeah.
Maybe I should update my Bat Who Laughs.
October 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. I might have an extra pass, just throwing it out there.
Okay, I'll go.
Another, it looks like another con experience have you had, and for me this is huge because like it's freaking Gal.
Gal. Yeah, she's the best celeb I've ever met. She was like keeping me warm because it was freezing in there, and she was like rubbing my back, and she was like, "Oh, honey, you're so cold," and I was like, "I love you." Look how gorgeous she is. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, like that's another one that like you just hear nothing. You know, you could barely like you never hear bad news about her. Like it's just how pleasant she is, and like just how nice she is as a human. And it's like,
oh my gosh, she's like the sweetest thing. I think the sweetest person I think I've ever met. It's crazy.
and how did you come about this? Did you purchase this one, or this is like one of those where you blacked out and just ended up in the line?
No, so I think my friend Lauren, who's also in this picture, purchased this one, and she also purchased a Henry Cavill one, but she didn't. She said that I could be in this one with her, but she didn't want me to be in the Henry one with her because like she wanted it to be only her and Henry, and I was like, okay. That's fine. I still got to meet him though, so like whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then I guess something more recent that's very popular now. Oh well, no, I just haven't even put this one up yet. Oh, I failed. This also goes with the video game as well,
Yeah,
correct?
more video game stuff.
So on this photo shoot, is that like is that a green screen or is that like an actual tunnel?
No, this is like a creepy tunnel in Alexandria.
Yeah, isn't that like where a lot of filming of The Walking Dead took place?
In Alexandria?
Yeah, I could be wrong.
I don't know.
Well, I guess in the Walking Dead they were in Alexandria, but they probably filmed elsewhere.
I don't know where. I actually had never watched Walking Dead because I did for a little bit, and then it was like they're just like a bunch of zombies walking through the woods again. Like it's the same thing.
And then then they pop up out of nowhere, right? Like they're just not like moaning the entire time as they're walking. Yeah, and they don't trip on each other. You know, they go upstairs, which I'll never understand because like if you're not coordinated, how you're walking up steps.
Yeah.
Beyond
and then like the people are just keep trudging through the woods, and then they run into some more.
Yeah, like they're legit throwing flares. Like they're legit letting you know they're around.
Yeah. I got bored with it, I guess.
So like, well, you enjoy horror and dark shit. What's like your favorite like horror series?
Oof.
That one's hard.
It.
Okay.
Like, but the newer It movies, like I could watch the new It movies every day, like over and over again. I just think they're so great. I don't know. And I love Skarsgård. Like he's love of my life, even with his wonky eye and all.
Pretty solid. It is really good.
Yeah.
And then okay, so I know the answer to this, but I have to ask. Like you're big on Supergirl cosplay, but you know, like what is your favorite character in any universe?
Batman.
Okay, I just need to get it recorded.
Just Batman.
Just kind of, so like why Batman? And like besides, you know, we talked about Phantom of the Opera and how he's dark and all that stuff, but like at what point was it when Batman like got your interest?
At what point?
I'm like, was it Batman Returns, 89, the animated series, or was it just a combination of like this guy's amazing in everything he's in?
I really feel like I always go towards the like I was like a emo kid, like in high school, like emo music. Like I had the like hair emo swoop thing. Like I wear all black still. Like I'm an emo kid, like on the inside. And I really just,
everything.
Yeah, I do. And I really just feel like he just goes with like my vibe, like him, Phantom of the Opera, Black Canary, and even though like Black Canary is like she's kind of like she's kind of like a hopeless romantic and also kind of like emo. Like she's always like kind of sad about something, but like always kind of trying to like take charge of like I feel like this is how I read her at least, always trying to like take charge of the like, you know, band of misfits that she has to deal with who are like all kind of idiots. And she's just like, listen, like, I'm going to sit over here by myself and be emo. And when you guys are ready to deal with shit, let's go. Like, and I kind of feel like that's how Batman is. Like, he's kind of like a loner, but also like can lead the group. And Supergirl, like, I don't know if you've read any Supergirl, but she's also kind of like she's not like Superman. Like Superman is like goody two shoes, like me. Like I don't know why. I don't want to make that noise.
It's a good noise.
But he's just like peace, hope. Like let's make everything great, and everything's gonna be great. And she's like, no, you're an idiot. Like nothing is gonna be great. Our planet is burning. Like, why are you happy about this? So I feel like those three characters are kind of just like my pessimistic, like real, like vibe. Look at my water cup, okay?
I don't have mine with me, but I guess I purchase everything all black and all my Batman stuff. Well, my handle's legit everything Batman, so I have like the coffee mugs. It's all black. Black on black on black. Yeah, and I agree with that. I feel like those characters are just more realistic. Where it's like instead of like, hey, I got a plan, we're gonna do this. Hey, great plan. And then like they're more like, nah, how about this, that, and the third? Like it's a flawed plan. We can't do that. They're kind of like the majority of the time they're the smartest people in the room. And
we're very like realistic, intelligent, and like don't beat around the bush.
Yeah.
That's kind of my vibe.
So since we're already kind of talking about these dark characters and we kind of like dabbled a little bit into Batman, how do you feel, or how did you feel about the new Batman movie?
It's the best Batman. I don't know if it's like unpopular. I feel like it's probably unpopular opinion, but it's like everything that I feel like it's like how I read Batman. Like I just emo sad boy Batman, and then it's got like, you know, the separate monologues with like the sad music playing over top, and like the narration aspect that's kind of like Sin City-ish. Yeah, it's definitely Robert Pattinson. I knew he was going to be my favorite Batman because he's like also emo boy.
Who was it before that?
Twilight?
No, who was your favorite Batman before him?
Oh. See, I really like Batfleck.
Can't complain.
I like him because he was like old man jaded Batman. Like like Robert Pattinson was like sad boy, doesn't really know what he's doing, perfect fit, and then Batfleck was like perfect fit, like jaded.
I'm tired of this crap. It's the same crap all over again. And I agree. I'm a fan of Batfleck. I wish his script did become live action. It's like the one script that people were saying is the best Batman script that we're never get to see, and I'm like, what a tease. Yeah. And it would have been cool to see him like direct his own movie and be Batman, and like, you know, see him have his actual Batman movie. But you know, I guess we moved past that now, and we do have Pattinson, and I agree with you. You know, early stage of Batman, he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. The year 2 feels, it's dark. He still doesn't know how to separate Bruce Wayne and Batman. So it's like the little things in the movie where he's like, he pulls out his sunglasses when Alfred like opens up the shades, and he's just like, oh crap, like, all right.
I loved, and there was like Court of Owls hints, and if they don't incorporate Court of Owls in the next movie, someone's gonna have to come talk to me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we're at the point where we need a Court of Owls live action. Not what they did in Gotham. Not saying that what they did in Gotham, this TV show, was was horrible. It was nice that it was introduced. So like anyone who watches this show is like, what the hell's...
Wait, did they do that in Gotham? Okay, so I started watching Gotham, and
Okay. Oops, spoilers.
I started watching Gotham, and I didn't finish it because it got really boring.
Yeah, and
But now I feel like I need to, because if they brought this in, like
it was, they didn't bring it in the best way. I was just a fan of them using, using Court of Owls, using 0 Year, using like Scott Snyder's writing of the New 52. That was cool. And it's just like, all right, the idea's out there. We've seen it. Okay, someone else pick it up, please. Let's perfect it. So if they do Court of Owls and the second movie or the third, right? Because it's supposed to be a trilogy. That'd be a great. That'd be just great to watch. So looking forward to that.
Maybe that's why everyone knows about Court of Owls, because I was kind of like, Court of Owls is my thing. I love it. Nobody really knows about it. And then maybe that's why everyone knows. I thought maybe they were just like actually reading it, and I was like, wow, okay, this is cool, I guess. But I guess that's why.
It is one of the most recent popular Batman stories, and they also on is it Arkham Knights? No, Gotham Knights, the video game. They introduced the Court of Owls in that. Someone's about to start playing video games again.
Listen, now I'm stuck on Assassin's Creed right now. We can only play one at a time.
Hold on, which one?
Valhalla.
I was actually they saw like the first sets. I'm like, should I start this from the beginning? And I'm like, am I going to go down that rabbit hole? None of them. Yeah.
Yes, you should. Well, no, just start from
the beginning. Come on.
I mean, yeah, but those are like crappy. So just start from like Black Flag.
That one actually looked pretty dope.
Yeah. I would say the other ones, it's like trying to watch like old movies with CGI when CGI first started.
Yeah, and that's like horrible. And the lips don't move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a Switch and it's playing Mario Kart. Or like
big things.
Yeah, Mario Kart, and like I get caught up on they have like Donkey Kong, like Super NES, and like or Sega, you can play Sonic. Nothing major. I just like, all right, I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Let's just play some video games.
Yeah, that's me with Valhalla, even though it's very intricate.
I'm all right. So I'll take your recommendation on that and go down that rabbit hole.
Odyssey was really good, which was the one before Valhalla too.
This is gonna end badly.
I wouldn't play all of them. Just play Odyssey and Valhalla. Definitely Odyssey though.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with Assassin's Creed.
Like, yeah, listen, I got a 3-day weekend ahead of me, and I got nothing planned. And I still got to use my my $5 for the month at a GameStop. So you never know.
It's like a history lesson in each game because it takes you through each like.
So I had to start from the beginning.
No, like you don't have to. Like in Valhalla, you're like in the Viking Age, and like you get to learn like how all that transpired, and then like, I mean, not that it's a video game, it's not real life, but like it's history.
But still, some aspects of history. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you know how the weekend goes.
Okay. It's a long weekend.
Yeah, thank God. So again, you've been cosplaying for a while. You've been enjoying this. You've guested in several shows. You have a show. Guest appearance. Laney's dog. Everyone.
Tula.
She's like, give me attention.
Oh my gosh, she has no idea what's going on.
That's why dogs are great. So you're going to be guessing at a few cons going forward. I think the main one that I'm fully aware about is a Cosplay Con over in Richmond, October 1st and 2nd.
Yes.
You excited about that? That one actually seems like quite the lineup of cosplayers.
I am. Can't. I am very excited about this because it's like supposed to be based on the artists mostly and cosplayers and yeah, I mean, I feel like Baltimore Comic Con is like strictly comics, like cosplayers not welcome here. So I think it's about time we have like maybe not strictly, but mostly strictly the art form people, right? So yeah, and it's like out of all of my friends, and I went to school in Richmond, so I love Richmond. It's like my favorite place to be. So I'm stoked on it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think, Jason will be on eventually, and I'll take part in helping him promote Cosplay World. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough month because it's like,
yeah, because New York's right after that, right?
yeah, and then Baltimore's 2 weeks after that.
What is after that?
2 weeks after New York is Baltimore.
You don't need to go to Baltimore though.
Oh, I gotta go. I'm a comic nerd. I gotta get things signed, you know.
Yeah, I guess. But it's Baltimore also. Like you may get murdered.
Not if you're riding a scooter around town, yo. They have the electric scooters. So like last time I went, here we go. My buddy's like, yo, you ride the scooter. It's like scooter's where it's at. And I was like, yo, dude, I'm 6'7". If I fall off the scooter, it's gonna be bad. And they're like, dude, trust me. And yeah, that scooter life.
Man,
I was like flying through traffic. It was so much fun. And my hotel was only a mile away, but there are some parts of Baltimore that you want to walk by at night.
Even to make more of a depressing, sad note, that convention is the only convention where I ran into like a cosplay is not consent situation. And
no way.
I like left and I haven't been back since that day.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's the other scary. I guess like that's one of the bigger downsides of like people that don't know their limitations or like their boundaries. Going like for cosplayers, and it's just like, yeah, you can't knock them out, but you should be able to.
Yeah. Just like that.
Wow. The one thing about that con in Baltimore, and I think you spoke about it in the last show you were on. It's funny because I walked out of that, and then Sunday you walk out, and it's like, you know,
yeah,
there's a football game, and I was just like, yo, I'm like, should I go to the football game? Like, I don't follow football as much as most, but I never been to the stadium, and I was like, God, I really want to go check it out, but
yeah,
I had a 5-hour drive ahead of me, so I'd rather take care of that than watch football.
I mean, it's literally like a West Side Story like situation. Like when we leave, it's like the football players and the football people and the cosplayers, and it's like who's gonna take him first?
We're all nerds of our own fandom.
Yeah.
But
I haven't been since that year, whatever year that was. Probably won't go back.
Yeah, I had fun with the scooters.
Hey man, you can go to DC and do scooters.
I couldn't find any.
What do you mean? I just did it 2 days ago.
Yeah, but when I was down at AlsaCon, I couldn't find scooters anywhere. My hotel was also like 2 blocks away, so why the hell I need a scooter? Yeah. But it was like I wanted to get a scooter and like go to comic shops and see what I could find before I go to the con. As always, next year I'll find scooters.
Well, Richmond is really just a fun place to be in. Like we should all do something after. I'm sure we will.
I think I'll most likely take a train down Friday, and then just Friday, Saturday, and then come back Sunday because all my days are being used for Comic Cons. But I ain't complaining.
Yeah.
My boss is though. Another con? Where are you going this weekend? I'm going to Dallas. Leave me alone. You're not the boss of me.
It's fun, man. You gotta do it.
It's like vacation, but you come across. It's good hanging out with the people that you follow and follow you. It's like, it's kind of a weird balance almost because it's like, oh crap, I don't know who you are, but you know who I am. Hi, like what's your name? Like
I know you now. Yeah. And then it's like you're on vacation with all your friends, but I did this for like 7 years, well, like 6 years, and then the pandemic happened, and then I like saved all this money and went on like actual vacation for the first time in like 6 years. Like I went to Florida, like Miami, and like laid on the beach and didn't talk to anybody. And I was like, holy crap, like this is what
Your dog's like, yeah, I was like, holy crap too.
this is what vacation is like. Like this might be better.
Yeah, it's good to go on actual vacations for the most part. My last vacation, it's not really a vacation. I went to a wedding in Kentucky. And then after that, I went straight to Orlando for MegaCon.
Yeah.
But, I did have like 2 days in Orlando and I was like,
Did you go to Disney World?
no, I failed. I got to do that. I'll do that next year. I'll go to MegaCon. I'll take a week and make sure I go to Disney first.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been. So it's like,
Why didn't you go? It's right there.
I know. It's like, I was right there. And I guess I was tired from Kentucky because that wedding was crazy. And when I finally got to Orlando, I was like, I'm in this resort. Let's go by the pool. And it's just that stuff, like just no moving.
Yeah.
And you don't realize how much you need that on vacation instead of like just like jam pack every single day. Oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do these 17 things on Tuesday, we're gonna do 16 things on Wednesday. Oh, Thursday, we're gonna travel another 5 hours to go. Like, nah, I get really lazy on vacation. I don't want to do shit.
Yeah, I mean, Disney World's not like that great either, unless you. I mean, it's good to go like once, but I mean,
one and done.
I'll
check it out next year.
I went the third time to go try to see the Star Wars stuff, but like I didn't get in, so I just went and I was like, well, now I'm here. Like, guess I'll do the Tower of Terror again.
I'm not even happy. I'm out of here.
I'm not happy here.
I want Star Wars. Damn it, Nikki.
Yeah.
Fix this shit.
That was me. I was alone. It was also the day before the pandemic happened, and I was like the only person.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was like I don't know. Everything started like that Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah, it was like desolate. Like nobody knew that it was gonna like the whole world was gonna be actually shut down until the day after.
Yeah.
Like the day before, I was just hanging out in Disney World, like nothing was gonna happen.
And 2 years later, look at us.
Yeah, look what happened.
Well, at least you got, the positive from the pandemic. You get to you saved a lot of money.
Saved a lot of money. Went on vacation. Bought
a house. Now you have a permanent place to have all your collectibles.
Yes.
But that's great. So in typical Bat Force tradition, Bat Force, anytime we have anyone on the show, we like to do a quick speed round of just random questions. Answer any way you like.
Oh boy.
Just a way, to get to know you a little more, just like random stuff.
Okay, I'm glad this isn't like trivia because I'm really bad at trivia.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that to anyone. That's so unfair.
Really bad at trivia.
I went to a trivia night last Tuesday. I ended up in second place, and I'm so pissed because just before I start this, one of the questions was, in The Simpsons, this artist was in an episode and was also in the Blues album for the Simpsons. And I'm like, the only person I know that's been in The Simpsons was Michael Jackson. And someone was like, no, B.B. King. And we went with that answer. It was Michael Jackson. Come on. And if we would have doubled our points because of that one, we probably would have won. So
you don't want me on your team. That's for sure. I'm not great.
Have a lot of socials. I just know a lot of random nonsense, but
I feel like I do too, but like for some reason when I'm asked, like everyone else knows more than I do about random nonsense.
Well, that's where you go in teams, right?
I guess, yeah.
I wasn't the best, but not asking any trivia. Okay, and we're going to start with: do you like beaches or lakes?
Beaches.
All day. Okay.
All day.
Gum or mints?
Gum.
Shake Shack or In and Out?
I don't eat meat.
Oh, all right. So there's that.
In and Out though, because they have veggie options.
I think Shake Shack does too, but
Do they?
In and Out's In and Out.
I
I
don't think
don't
it's
know.
Shake
Everyone
Shack.
does now, right? Everyone has like Impossible Burgers and stuff.
Yeah,
Chicago deep dish or New York style?
New York style.
Sweet. All-time favorite movie?
Ah,
Like, what's the one movie you could watch over and over and over again? Now you're tired of it. Like, if you're flipping channels and it's on, you're
I
like,
mean, honestly,
all right.
I've watched Top Gun Maverick like 4 times in the theaters already. So, and it's not even like out of theaters yet. So I'd say that's high priority
Damn,
list.
already. Look
But,
at that.
Great Gatsby. I really like. I could probably watch Great Gatsby like a million times and be not very comic related, but it's a good movie.
So, favorite movie?
I love DiCaprio.
It's hard not to, right?
Yeah.
If you had to eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? And it could be like a category. Things like, for me, it's pizza.
Cheese.
All forms of cheese. Oh, it's like, yeah, that's like
Pizza, yeah.
cheese.
Even though I'm
day.
lactose intolerant, but cheese.
Screw it. It's so worth it.
It's worth it. I'd rather die.
Yeah. From the 4 seasons, which is your favorite season?
Fall.
So this is the follow-up question with that. There's always like fall or spring, right? What is it about fall that you didn't choose spring?
Yeah, it was either going to be fall or spring. My clothes, because in fall I can wear my black leather jackets, which is like my all black like
All black everything.
things, and my flannels and fire pits and marshmallows and hot coffee and I don't know things. And then like in the spring, girls wear like summer spring dresses, and like I hate that. So I'm the girl that's like I have so many dresses up there and I never wear them. So I'm the girl that's like still wearing her leather jacket in like spring/summer because I hate wearing like flower colorful dresses. So I just am like more in my element in fall. Like I'm like,
Makes
yes,
sense.
it's my time to shine.
Makes sense. Nothing wrong with that. I just had to ask that because like spring and fall, there's different elements to it, as you mentioned. Favorite genre of music?
Metalcore, hardcore, deathcore, core.
So fitting.
Not like Metallica, but like anything with core in it.
Cool. Then if you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh my God. I can't. This is too hard for me to answer.
It's not as hard as trivia.
No, this is really hard. No one's ever asked me this question before. Dude, I don't know.
Really?
Who's yours?
Great. No one really asked me this question before. Oh crap! That would both be thinking for a while.
I'm gonna
No, like it's tough because like the sports side of me, like growing up in the 90s, I'll love to like have dinner with like Michael Jordan just to be like, I never met him and he was such an influence for me growing up playing basketball all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like the nerd side of me. It would be great to like sit down with Adam West and like just have dinner and discuss like how did it feel to be like legit like the first Batman besides the other two, but like during a time period where like there's a lot of questionable things there compared to now. Like I like to see like I just like get his perspective on how he feels about Batman then and now and all that stuff. So like there's that answer.
See, I feel like I was going more towards like, did you say person or did you say celebrity?
Person, and either or. Like
yeah, I was going more towards like my grandma, who's dead now, or like my aunt probably who's dead now. Probably one of them.
Yeah, my grandma's definitely up there. But I guess I had her till I was 17, and that was cool.
Yeah.
There we go. So you got your answer. So now you know. Next time someone asks you, boom.
I just don't really like fangirl that much over a lot of people, so it's kind of hard for me to like pick someone that's not sentimental. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, and if it is a celebrity, you probably black out.
Scott Snyder, I guess, would be a good option for me.
We'll make that happen. Scott's
No.
Hey, Laney, so Scott's hanging out with us after the con. Are you in?
I would die. I would turn into like a mush, not be able to talk.
So another question, another thing we normally do at the Bat Force, we get a question from a previous guest, and our previous guest was actually Susie Creates, and she left the question for you, and her question is, if you were recognized as a famous person, would you claim it, or you tell that person the truth? Like if someone sees you and they mistake you for someone famous.
They do it all the time.
I almost did.
They're always like even at AwesomeCon this past year, I had a ton of people like think that I was like, I guess Melissa Benoist or like one of the Supergirls. I don't even know. Vandervoort, like I don't know. Like they always come up to me and they think I'm like one of those two, and I'm just like, so I guess both. Like at the beginning, I was like, no, like I'm just here. Like I make this costume. Like the convention asked me to be here, but then they start asking like more and more questions, and they like don't understand. Like a lot of people will come up to me like, I don't get it. Like if you're not the actress, then why are you here? Like they say that to me. And so like after like, 2 days of answering that question, I'm just like, yeah, you want a picture? Like
that's the way to deal with it. Yeah. One of the first time I saw you, I wasn't sure. I was like new to this whole comic community, and I was just like telling my buddy, I was like, yo, that's Supergirl, dude. And he was just like, no, that's a cosplayer. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And then he was explaining it to me, and I was like, oh crap, damn, her suit is like, man, legit. Like, freaking got me, right? But like I don't watch anything. I had no idea.
Yeah. And that's hilarious.
And that's when I started following you.
That's great.
So awesome. I'm not sure who the next guest is going to be. So another tough question. What's a question you want them to answer? It might be either Tim from TNS.
Okay.
Or Jason from Cosplay World. Or it could be a cosplayer. I'm not even sure. But yeah, just
I guess like if I guess I'd ask what I thought you were gonna ask. If you were famous or well known, what would you want that to be for?
Interesting. What would be your answer?
I didn't think about my answer. Probably something in the science, groundbreaking industry, something of intelligence, not materialistic or having to do with looks or
no Kardashians or anything like that.
No. Something like something like curing cancer, but like not curing cancer, because I would never be able to do that, obviously. But something like that.
Yeah, groundbreaking. That's a great answer. That's perfect. Well, I just want to thank you for jumping on, or twisting my arm to get you on.
Yeah.
For me, it's a huge honor because again, like I've been following you for so long and just watching your journey in the cosplay community and cons and everything. It's been fun. It's been fun stalking you, and but yeah, just thank you for jumping on. Thank you for actually watching the podcast before I approached you.
Oh yeah, I watched so many of them.
That was pretty funny. It's like, yeah, Bat Force.
Oh, that's you.
I
I don't know how I didn't know it was you. I think the height threw me off.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you can't tell how tall I am from this screen, and then you see me in person, and it's like,
and I can barely see you because I'm like,
my neck. This cape's holding my neck down, and everything hurts. But yeah, that was funny, and just thank you for actually when we had the discussion, you were watching the MegaCon one, which is quite the episode, and that felt good. I was like, oh, she supports me. She has no idea who the hell I am. This is great. But thank you for that. Thank you for your time today. Any message you have for anyone out there, whether they want to get into cosplay, whether they want to change the world?
Those are two major differences.
Well, I'm piggybacking your answer. So it's like, change the world, make a difference, take the first step.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I always tell people like I was terrified to do it just because it was like weird and different. So I guess just don't be scared to be different and do what you want to do, man.
Do what you want to do, man. Just do it. Thank you.
Don't quote me on that.
But
just be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself, and be yourself. Just don't be a murderer.
Unless yourself is shitty.
Yeah, don't be a shitty person.
Yeah. You can quote me on all this.
Oh, it's going to be on the internet forever now. Again, thank you for having on. For anyone who's not following, and different all the different socials you can find Laney at. You can find Laney in IG, or Instagram. I don't even know. I can't do it. Can I say IG at 36 years old? Or I don't know. I'm not done. I never said that. Give her a follow on Instagram. Definitely look her up on TikTok. A couple of fun videos there. She tends to get her sister involved. And the one page where she hasn't posted in a while, but there's so much content on there. You can check out her Facebook fan page very easily.
I don't even use it. Why do so many people follow me on there?
So many people. For everyone else who stayed tuned, thank you very much for following. Thank you very much for listening to the show. Please feel free to make sure to like, subscribe, and follow us. Mainly Laney. Don't follow me. Don't worry about me.
Mainly subscribe.
I'll just be around. Please comment. If there's anyone that you want me to interview in future episodes, please feel free to DM me, tag me on one of their posts. I could reach out to them. Thank you for all the support and love. Besides that, Laney and I are out.
Bye.